when they shut down my badge the next day.
No, you were still active.
I understand that, but that's the excuse that they're making.
Yeah.
Because it happens all the time. No, they want to make it look good because I'm calling out it's discrimination. They was, oh yeah, let's bring him back and then pretend it's productivity. No, it's not.
When you say discrimination, can you provide me some examples of how you were discriminated against?
Being called a nigger inside of a place of employment.
And who called you that?
Author. It's in the writing. Author. Like I said, when I write something, they ask me, I must say it. When I say something, I must write it. It's in there. It's in the paperwork. He called me a nigger.
Was there any witnesses to that? I think we spoke about it. You couldn't recall the names, right?
Repeat that again?
When he called you that, who witnessed it?
When we talked about it, I spoke to you and I told you the names when there were witnesses. It was Damien that was there, and it was Amina, and I was standing there, and I told you earlier. And you're now saying that I never recall the names. I told you the names, and it's in the paperwork. And like I said, this is what y'all are doing. Y'all pretending. Y'all are coming at. When I say something, I must write it down. Now that I wrote it down, and it's in the paperwork, and I put the names of the witnesses. You just told me I couldn't recall. So this is what is going on in this company. I want to pretend. You heard what you said? What is discrimination? When you say what is discrimination?
When I wrote it down, it wasn't. We were talking about not the comment with the N-word. We were talking about who witnessed him coming behind you, scaring you, and calling and saying you screamed like a girl.
Yes.
If I missed the comment where you said he also called you the N-word, my apologies. I had that Demon and Amnesia was a witness when he touched and grabbed you and called you a girl.
No, it's all in that one. First it was called a nigger, then it was a girl, then you saw he was screaming like a girl.
Okay, so it was all happened at the same time.
It was, and that's in the paperwork.
Okay. How else? Can you give me other examples of how else you felt discriminated?
It's not how I felt discriminated. It was discrimination. I was being called. I was taken to HR. Everything we talked about here. I mentioned about Edward showing me a vibrator. You never asked any question about that. He's calling me a woman, calling me gay. You never questioned about that. He took me to HR with Tiffany.
The reason why I didn't question you about Eddie is because those concerns seem to have been captured on another investigation that you told someone else, and they investigated all the concerns with Eddie, I guess, which led to some of your concerns being valid, which is why he no longer works for the company. So that's why I didn't ask you any questions about Eddie, because those concerns that you raised were already investigated and seem to be valid, right? Because Eddie's no longer with us. That's why I didn't ask any of those questions.
Okay.
Already investigated. I just want you to understand why I didn't ask you any questions. Right?
And then what I'm telling you, everything I'm telling you, I told this to Ayana, I told it to other people, so they have the information on all of this about Arthur. Everything you're asking me, they know about it. So now where's the information on their side?
Yeah. No, but what I'm asking you is like specific examples of how you feel discriminated.
Okay.
I want to make sure that I'm going ahead and I'm looking in.
Oh, okay. I understand. Now I'm talking about the vibrator, and I'm talking about being called gay. Look what you're now saying. You're saying it's not that it was already handled. So you never questioned me about this, and that is discrimination. I'm
not sure what you mean, Richard.
It's discrimination, and none of this question was ever asked to me when it's in the paperwork. And like I said, when it's in the paperwork, you want me to say it. When I say it, you want it in the paperwork. And the same thing, the previous person that I spoke to, the same thing they were doing. Discrimination, hiding the evidence. When I told her about what Justin was doing, she now questioning me about who were the names of the people, of the managers having sex with the employees. Give me their names. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Like I told some of them, I said, I'm not in bed with them. Whatever they do, that's their business. She still did not finish my side about my part of discrimination. She completely erased it. She asked me, Justin, is he white? Is he black? That's sexual harassment. You're not supposed to tell anybody how much they must, when you sit down on the toilet, and you must do a number 2. This right here, look, you didn't even question me about that either.
Yep, because those are concerns that were already raised that I see were already investigated.
And this right here, these concerns, which is violations y'all calling concerns, were already handed over or told to Ayana, Danilo, Ray, general manager, managers, HR. Nobody is doing anything about it. They just said, oh yeah, this guy is white, Eddie, and he's black. Let's just take that and say, oh yeah, the white guy versus the black guy. Let's take care of that. But what about the sexual harassment? I told him about Arthur. I haven't heard one thing. You're now telling me about when I told that to Ayana. I asked Danny, where's the information on all of this, what I told you? You just tell me valid is concerned. The same paperwork y'all have with productivity, where's the paperwork on discrimination?
Okay, I think we're getting off topic, Richard, so I'm just going to go back. So if you can just walk me through the specific things of how you felt you were discriminated against, that would be extremely helpful. So I have that Justin using the N-word. I have Arthur showing you a vibrator.
No. I never said Justin called me.
Eddie showed you a vibrator. Being called gay. Would you mind walking me through of other examples?
I never said Justin called me the N-word. It's Arthur I said called me a nigger. This is Arthur. You see, I never mentioned. You said this before again. I said Justin twice. You said he called another man the N-word. When I never mentioned any of this. Justin never called me an N-word.
Okay, so it's Arthur calling you the N-word.
That's correct.
Is Eddie showing you pictures of vibrator being called?
No. I never said he showed me a picture of a vibrator. He showed me an actual vibrator.
Okay. Showed you an actual vibrator. Being called gay, would you mind walking me through some other concerns that you would deem discrimination?
Everything that's on that paper and everything we went through is discrimination. Retaliation is discrimination. Being terminated is discrimination. Being called a nigger is discrimination. Being cursed at in a place of employment is called discrimination. Being told as a black man to go to the back, keep on doing this instead of telling a white man is discrimination. Being told to go to a ship dock instead of telling the 3 white people to go back to the back is discrimination. Being retaliated against. Being told to come back. Being trying to pay it off when they tried to pay me this $5,000 to maybe keep my mouth closed or silence me is discrimination.
Who tried to pay you off?
The money that was given to me and calling it a paid suspension, and when Ayana came back, she said, welcome back from vacation is discrimination. A complaint was already filed. Why is this happening? I didn't
give $5,000?
The payment, between the 6-week payment is over $5,000.
Oh, so you're talking about your 6-week paycheck?
No, y'all trying to call it a 6-week paycheck.